Biafra, superstars, media.
My fellow Biafrans, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you listen to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Today, I want to say that Simon Ekpa will come out stronger. Those who think that Nigeria is having the upper hand now, those who think Finland has got the playing card, they've got the playing cards because they now have a contract with Nigeria, and that way they must play their own part of the deal by locking up Simon Ekpa and jailing Simon Ekpa. I want to show you that Simon Ekpa has the upper hand. But at the same time, Finland needs to be ashamed of themselves. Finland must be ashamed of themselves. At this point, I want us to please hear our Deputy Prime Minister, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, as she speaks on this topic of Simon Ekpa being shown at the pre-hearing of his trial in Finland. Let us hear a few words from our Deputy Prime Minister about the shame of Finland in what they are doing to our Prime Minister, Ngozi Ekpa Simon Njoko. If you are ready, let's watch this. Listen.
Finland should be ashamed of themselves. They look so horrible today while they have our Prime Minister sitting there and they're talking about terrorism. Colluding with a country, Nigeria, that have been declared the most dangerous place in the world for Christians to live. A country that has a policy to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the community, hire them into the military and police, give them AK-47, systematically send them to the zones, to the regions of Nigeria where they want to Islamize, where they know that the strong ones exist, to eliminate them. And Finland, you are sitting right there, you're trying to judge a case of terrorism for Nigeria, a failed state. Shame on you, Finland.
Shame.
Shame on you, Finland.
Shame.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Where is the justice?
Yes.
Where is the democracy? Finland should be ashamed of themselves.
One more time, listen to the shame. Shame.
While they have our Prime Minister sitting there and they're talking about terrorism.
Listen.
Colluding with a country, Nigeria, that have been declared the most dangerous place in the world for Christians to live. A country that has a policy to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the community, hire them into the military and police, give them AK-47, systematically send them to the zones, to the regions of Nigeria where they want to Islamize, where they know that the strong ones exist, to eliminate them. And Finland, you are sitting right there, you're trying to judge a case of terrorism for Nigeria, a failed state. Shame on you, Finland.
Shame.
On you, Finland.
Shame.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Where is the justice?
Yes.
Where is the democracy?
Let's hold it there. Let's hold it there. Thank you, our Deputy Prime Minister, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, for speaking truth to power. Where is the justice? Where is the democracy, and where is the rule of law? For me, it's still a big shock that this is happening in Finland. If you have told me, Simon Ekpa was based in Mexico and somehow Nigeria did a deal with Mexico, then I will understand. If you told me Simon Ekpa is based in Venezuela and somehow, they found out his location and suddenly the government of Venezuela is doing this to Simon Ekpa, I will understand. Even Kenya had to hide their hands Till this day, they are saying they are not involved in the travesty that happened to our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, where he was kidnapped in Kenya through an extraordinary rendition. Till this day, Kenya, they are denying their involvement, even though we know they collude with Nigeria. But for Finland to be doing this, Finland of all countries, will they pretend that they don't know what's going on in Nigeria? Will they pretend that they've not heard about Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP? Will they pretend all the killings of Christians, that right now they're the one country killing Christians on the highest level is Nigeria? Will they pretend they didn't understand what happened during the Biafra war? Will they pretend they don't know the antics of the Fulani cabal? Will they pretend they don't understand that ISIS is now in Nigeria? Will they pretend they don't know about Boko Haram is now in Nigeria? Will they pretend they have no data, no information, no briefings about the new terror group in Nigeria known as Lakurawa? Will they pretend? Will they pretend? Will they pretend? Will they pretend to be naive about the so-called Muslim ticket? Will they pretend that the so-called president of Nigeria is a drug baron in Nigeria that forfeited lots of money in America? Will they pretend? Will they pretend? That's the question. You see, this is why to an extent, I've lost all respect to the so-called Western world, because they are pretenders. They are pretenders. They are so quick to advise you, oh, you guys should do this. You are killing yourself at the high sea. The youths, trying to cross the high sea to Europe, they are dying, they are drowning. They are quick to mention those ones. They are quick to discuss immigration issues around the whole world. They are quick to put the black man down. But when it comes to them doing what is right, to support the black man they are putting down, the man trying to liberate himself, when it comes to that, they suddenly turn a new leaf. Today, the man in the name of Ibrahim Traore, he's doing what is right for Burkina Faso, but today they are plotting to kill him. But in most cases, they pretend not to know what's going on. They pretend not to know what's going on. They just, sometimes it baffles me. It baffles me that they pretend not to see what's happening. At this point, I wish to remind Finland. I wish to remind the world. I wish to remind the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, what is happening in Nigeria every day. As we speak, every day as we speak, Nigeria has a breaking news about the terrorists and the rest of them, and the military, the Nigerian military, colluding, supporting the terrorists. Today, it happened about 2 hours ago. It says, and I quote, "We were on the trail of the terrorists when Nigerian Air Force jet bombed us." Wow. This was being said by the Zamfara Vigilante Group. They react to the botched military operation. They were on the trail of the terrorists in Zamfara before the Nigerian Air Force jet bombed them. When we tell you that the Nigerian military, their government, they collude with the terrorists, you guys say, no, it's a lie. You say, blame Simon Ekpa, blame Nnamdi Kanu, we are the terrorists. Today, the only people going through terrorism charges are Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. But even all the way in Vigilante or in Zamfara, they are saying, we were on the trail of terrorists when Nigerian Air Force jet bombed us. Zamfara Vigilante react to botched military operations. It means as they were going towards capturing this terrorist, the Nigerian military, they found out, they got a wind of it, and suddenly they sent their jet fighters to drop bombs and destroy the vigilantes that were on the heels of the terrorists. I told you in Nigeria, every day is a breaking news. That's why the media in Nigeria, they love Nigeria right now because their industry is the hottest. It is booming as we speak. They are making their money because every day you have a breaking news. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. What you are seeing here is video of Nigerian soldiers. Police open fire on Delta residents protesting kidnappings in Abraka. What you are seeing here is a video of Nigerian soldiers and police opening fire on Delta State residents for protesting the kidnappings in Abraka. When you come out to protest that the terrorists have come, the Fulani killer headsmen, they have come, they are killing, they are kidnapping, they are looting, they are stealing your lands, the army and the police will come and open fire on you. I call this Islamification. They will make it normal. It becomes a norm. That's when you see this happening now, it is no longer an eyesore. There is no need for a state of emergency when the terrorists are coming to do what they do. No. Stay at home. Pray to God and pray to Jesus. Pray to your God. Everything will be okay. But do not protest. Do not defend yourself. As Simon Ekpa was doing for us, do not defend yourself. Allow the terrorists to come and pillage, kill, destroy, loot, kidnap, and take over your land. Because the Nigerian media, they collude. The Nigerian government, they collude with the terrorists. Before your eyes, people came out to protest in Delta State. And the military and the soldiers, the police, they came out to open fire on those protesting against terrorism in that zoo called Nigeria. President of Finland, Alexander Stubb, let this make sense. If you defend yourself in that zoo called Nigeria, you are a dead man. But somehow they blame Simon Ekpa. They blame Nnamdi Kanu. All the terrorists, when they are caught, they say, oh, they have now repented. And within 2 to 3 weeks, they are reintegrated into the Nigerian police and the rest. So I want to assure you all that please ignore the nonsense happening in Finland. Finland has disgraced themselves. All I want to say is Simon Ekpa will come out stronger. We believe in the God that we serve. Simon Ekpa has no case to answer because he has done no wrong. All he did was we sent him to speak on the behalf of the Biafrans. That's all he was. That's all he's been doing. He's been an advocate for us. He's our prime minister. And we give him the mandate to defend the land of Biafra. Because if you don't defend it, this is what happens. If we come out in the public to protest against terrorism, this is what we get. Army and police shooting out live bullets on protesters. Please share this video. Make it get to the Finnish president, Alexander Stubb. Let it get to the Finnish prime minister or president, Alexander Stubb. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Lugard, Bloomington, Lord Lugard, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.